The contents of the album, it's a mixture of like our own material, a few collaborations.
We've got collaborations with Robert Owens, Danny Bird, Johnny Osborne, Tasha Baxter from South Africa, who's a great vocalist.
The first collaboration we did was with Danny Bird called Paper Chase, which is like the follow-up from Gold Rush that we did with him a couple of years ago. Always a lot of fun getting in the studio with Dan.
This is kind of how we've got it going, is that we come up with a bass idea, like a bass loop, and then we all go our separate ways for like 3 hours. We kind of almost competitively come up with as many parts as we can each.
We're all working on sounds, all working on ideas, and it just all, like whenever we work with Danny, everything just seems to just come into place so naturally and so easily, so he's a real pleasure to work with.
We've got Beautiful, a tune called Beautiful, which is a collaboration with Robert Owens, which has been going down really well, like Andy and Friction and Hype, and you know, the sort of big drum and bass guys have been playing it, and you know, when the label said to us what vocalist do you want to collaborate with, we thought of Robert straight away.
Robert's been one of our favourite vocalists for a long time, ever since we kind of heard him on the early Votech tracks, like Mind to Give, Can't Come Down. Those were massive tracks for us. Also the stuff he did with London Electricity about 10 years ago in My Dreams. And then we discovered all his earlier like Chicago house stuff, and we just think he's one of the most amazing vocalists around today, and to work with him was just an absolute honour. We sent Robert the instrumental for Beautiful, and Robert wrote a vocal to it. We then met up with Robert and went through the vocals, modifying certain bits, and just recording as much material as we could, you know, whatever came into his head and whatever came into our heads.
I think Robert did a great job, man.
Yeah, Robert smashed it.
He's got such a good energy and a good vibe as a person, and I think that really came out in his vocals.
In the studio, he was wearing a t-shirt that said, "No stress, just music," and that really summed up the whole day. There was no stress. He just got in there, did his thing, smashed it, and we came away all really happy.
It's kind of like the opposite to the way we normally work, with like pure stress, no music.
We always liked the more listening side of drum and bass, that kind of timeless and the old Goldie stuff. We just wanted to kind of explore a bit more the home listening sort of aspect of it, because it's really, all of our tunes in the past have just been pure dance floor tunes.
So we did a track called Souvenir, which is like a kind of homage to like the old sort of...
It's like a throwback to the kind of old Metalheads kind of sound.
Yeah, lots of like, you know, lush pads and like old jungle breaks and stuff.
It's at 165, which is not a tempo we're really used to working at. It's more of an old school kind of tempo. It's totally different to any other production that we've really done. That's really why we called the track Souvenir, because it's just kind of, for us, it's like a little souvenir from that era of jungle that we really love.
If you ask me to pick a favourite tune, there's no way. It's kind of like picking a favourite from your kids, you know what I mean? It's like, they're your kids, you know, you love them equally.
For me, there's not really one particular track that stands out head and shoulders above the rest. We really wanted the album to be all good tracks. We didn't want any filler tracks. We wanted it to be something that you can listen to start to finish without having to press fast forward or skip a track at any point.
Not one tune has taken priority over another, or I don't feel, you know, I'm just happy with the whole thing. I'm proud of the whole thing, and we've put our heart and soul into every tune, you know.